Get ready for shooting the ish. Hey.
What's up?
Ooh, man.
Yo.
I'm in a fighting mood.
Oh yeah.
Really?
We watched the Mayweather fight last night.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it?
Well, let's just say I was in a sea full of Spanish people, so that was fun. You know.
Did you see the fight?
Yeah, I saw the fight.
Oh, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to see like a knockdown, drag out, no holds barred type of fight, then you're disappointed. But if you're like a person who respects the art of boxing, then I think you would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
In the sense like, you know, Floyd Mayweather was basically just using his smarts and like, you know, like the punches that he was landing, like, you know, were effective, whereas the other guy just could barely touch him for the most part.
And the other guy admitted it at the end. They kept saying, "Oh, you know, what was it?" He says, "Hands down, he was faster. That's all there was.
Yeah.
He was faster, and he was able to be elusive."
Yep. Right, and even by like, you know, like the 12th round, like Floyd looked like he could go for another 12 rounds. To be honest with you,
that was the thing because what's his name, Canelo. He wasn't tricked by all of Floyd's little mind game stuff throughout, and Floyd was then getting more desperate with his mind games, but it just came down to conditioning. After that 8th round or so, you saw the clear difference that this guy, Mayweather's an animal, and I think it's safe to assume at this point that he might be like the best
pound for pound boxer we got.
And he might be an all-time category as like smartest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you put him as better than Muhammad Ali?
Oh, that's
record
tough.
wise,
yeah. I mean, yeah, we can go by the numbers. Yeah, definitely.
The thing, and I guess that's why he has to maintain that style, because if he slips up and loses, like George, you were saying, his career is done with one loss.
Yeah, because there's no one else wants to watch him. If the people watch his fights because he's undefeated and they want to see him lose. He's just so good that he knows the other person's style, and he adapts to it throughout the fight. Now, this style, he didn't necessarily have to make any adaptations, but Canelo was a little more aggressive. He was I would say he was close to Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto had the best, Cotto rather, had the best chance of beating Mayweather because he was very aggressive. And if you can catch Mayweather in the corner, which is almost impossible because he's just too fast and elusive, if you could get him in the corner and just start laying into him, you're gonna beat him. But can you get him in the corner? You can.
There was one moment where he was against the ropes and Canelo threw a hook at his head. He ducked into the ropes. He used the middle rope to springboard off like a wrestler, and he bounced out to the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
He ran off the ropes.
Yeah, he's just insane. He's so fast. He makes you miss, and he comes back with a jab and then a hook.
That was the thing. He usually frustrates the shit out of everyone, and he wasn't really frustrating Canelo at first, and I think that's why everyone was kind of off their game plan, because he attacked first, which Canelo wasn't expecting, but I don't think he was expecting Canelo to be that tough mentally.
Right.
Because you could see, you know, every 10 seconds he tries a new, well, let's even put it, every 1 second he tries a new trick, and then every 10 seconds he changes up his style for like a set of tricks. And Canelo was not falling for a lot of them.
That's true. I know one person that he's definitely not faster than, and that's HBO announcer Larry Merchant.
You know what I'm gonna do? Because you don't ever give me a fair shake. You know that? So I'm gonna go and let you talk to Victor Ortiz, all right? I'm through. They put somebody else up and give me an interview.
What are you talking about? What are you
You
talking
heard him.
about?
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit. You got shit.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You gonna do shit.
Do you think Mayweather would get owned in a street fight? Like by any of these guys? Like, do you think in a street situation that because obviously he's a master of boxing, of the art of boxing, which we like, but in a hands down in a back alley street fight, could these guys that are losing by points to Mayweather take him if they just grab him and throw him into a crate or something?
He's fast. You would have to catch him. I mean, they would deal with the same issues that they're dealing with him in the ring. Everyone's throwing punches and they're missing, so they get tired.
Now, in terms of the scenario you're bringing up, are you talking about like a one-on-one or like more guys coming in trying?
No, like one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one.
Oh, okay.
Well,
then it would be interesting, to see that. It could go either way.
That clip was before Mayweather went to prison, right?
It was. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he definitely, in the last 2 years, he's definitely cleaned it up. You could see after the fights, he keeps his composure. He says thank you to all the fans who came out. So he adapts in more ways than one. He's a smart dude.
This was after the Victor
Most people
Ortiz
want to see him get his block knocked off, but
yeah.
And you know what? He's a true, and it's not like what's his name from UFC. That's a heel. Plays a villain, but is obviously playing a character. What's his name? Chael Sonnen. I mean, this guy is really a true heel. Like people really want to see him get his ass kicked for real.
Yeah, he knows that, and he's good. He's good at making people hate him. He's a very good businessman because people want to watch.
But isn't it true that okay, let's say boxing costs a lot of money, so all you did was watch a fight or two a year, right? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna put your money to see the Mayweather fight because he's the best fighter and he's in his prime still. Mm-hmm. Now you pay for the fight and you don't see much. You get a great boxing match, but you don't see much action. Do you think that he's so good, but because there's so many, because he's such a boxer, that there's so much teasing going on that you never see the action you really lust for with boxing?
What's your question? My question
is, no, because a lot of the times with the Mayweather fights, you're like, man, they almost got him, or man, he could have got them. And he just keeps it back, fading back, jab, jab, jab. And do you think that there's a bit of a disconnect with the audience because they want to see a fight go down, and with Mayweather fights, you never get that?
No, not necessarily a disconnect, but like you said yesterday, you have blue balls. Because at the end, you were hoping to see some sort of a knockout or a lot of action, and you never get that. But he's so good at hyping that people forget that they're watching the same match over and over with him, because that's exactly what it is. And people want to see him lose, so it doesn't matter. People are going to order the fight because boxing has been so disenchanted the last decade or so, maybe 2 decades, I want to say. Because it's crooked and all that kind of stuff. And one of the judges, he was the clear winner. Yeah, Canelo got some shots in, but he was obviously the clear winner. And one of the judges ruled it a draw.
Yeah, that was the same judge from that Bradley-Pacquiao fight that did the screw job on Pacquiao.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? That fight when Pacquiao fought Bradley, I was watching it at a bar. And I left as soon as the 12th round was over. I'm like, oh, cool, Pacquiao won, whatever. I woke up in the morning. I got in the car, put on the radio, and they were saying Bradley was the winner. I couldn't believe my ears. I could not believe my ears.
Brian, do you have anything, any point of view on this?
On what? Floyd Mayweather's brilliant tactical approach to this past fight, or
what's your analysis? We're going down on the field to Brian Williams.
You gotta be kidding me.
Anyway, we're down on the floor, Brian. What's going on down there?
What cracked me up was like when the Mark Wahlberg did like graze him, he was just laughing him off for the most part.
Yeah, he comes out. He knows how to be hateable. He comes out with Justin Bieber, who he doesn't have to do anything except wear sunglasses.
I know, and then Lil Wayne.
They cut at one point in the match. They cut to Lil Wayne looking very high, sitting with no shirt on in a sea of people with suits.
Lil Wayne didn't know where he was.
Oh, clearly. I mean, who was there? I mean, it was Jack. I can't remember my lines, but that's not true. Nicholson. Then you got Denzel. Who else? Michael Phelps.
Owen Wilson was there. I saw.
Oh, you did.
Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky has aged so much.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
I'll tell you why that is, because well, he's obviously been playing for so long, and he's older now. But his daughter is a super hot little slut, and she flaunts.
You think that's why he got wrinkles?
Think about it, man. Imagine you're a legendary like first ballot Hall of Fame, like best there ever was athlete, and then your daughter is super hot, and because of your fame, she's in the spotlight, and she's just like flaunting her shit everywhere. Wouldn't that stress you out?
I would just say, I don't know who that girl is. That's not my daughter.
Okay, yeah, that's you, because you just disconnect with everything you have an issue with.
Yeah.
I sulk. That would upset me.
Yeah, George, you're like me and Brian were saying, you're like a Vampire Diaries cast member.
Yeah. It's too bad you didn't get a call back or just a call, for the that spin-off that's coming out this fall.
I'm not glamorous enough to be like a Vampire Diaries guy. Like I'm like a grizzly man compared to these little fairies on these shows.
I think you're selling yourself short, but who's keeping track?
Thank you. I'll punch you like Mayweather.
And I'll just get grazed and I'll just laugh it off.
Hey, in other boxing news, some goofy boxing news, Mike Tyson was in the news recently for a couple different things.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was him and Holyfield sat down and on camera discussed the ear biting incident.
You look at it slow motion, we clench, and you know what? You put your head like this, I did my head like this, so it's like you can see that I'm pointing my ear. It's like I'm setting myself up. I do like this, and when you bit my ear, it show you how I pull my arm because you were holding my arm. I pull my arm out, and man, and everybody was telling me, said, "God, no, you got leaked, man. Did you see how high you jumped?" So I jumped and I did some stuff, and time I come down, boy, and because I'm from the ghetto, and so my first thing is I'm gonna grab him and bow hug him and bite the day like I got to get him back. But I kept on saying, I want to get him back. I want to get him back. I want to get him back. I said, no, don't stop it now. I want to get him back. So we go back in, and all of a sudden you bit this ear, and I just I wasn't the same one. No, it's different. It's different here. You bit my ear.
Press pause real quick. You gotta see Mike Tyson's face when you gotta watch this video. It's on YouTube. When Mike Tyson realizes that he bit not the same ear but a different ear, Mike Tyson's face goes like a ghost. White. Because in his mind that was bad strategy. He's like, he looks disappointed. He looks disappointed that he didn't get the same ear twice.
Yeah.
It's the unwritten rule in boxing. Like, once you see a weak spot or a weakness within a fighter, like for instance, like something's swollen or something's cut, you hit that weak spot over and over again for the most part.
Mike Tyson was staring lustfully at Evander Holyfield's ear when they told him he didn't bite the same one.
This is a portion of an interview that will be airing on Fox Sports on the 22nd of September, if anyone's interested.
Is there anything left to that clip?
A few seconds.
Anything funny?
I was just kicking. Where did I kick him? I'm getting ready. I said, I'm going to kick him.
Mike Tyson's got like a semi-Hitler mustache going on.
Oh, great.
Wow. Speaking of Fox and bleeps, Cops actually is not on Fox anymore.
Really?
Cops is on Spike TV.
Oh, they didn't renew the contract?
No.
Wow.
Well, that was like the first like legit reality show, right? That or Real World, I guess, right?
Well, Cops has been around earlier than that.
It was before Real World?
And think about it, they were probably on before these like new digital editing. It's crazy to think of how many hours of footage that they had to sift through the old-fashioned ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Cops have been around a long time. I mean, when you were young and you were like home on a Saturday night, like because what plans did you have when you were young and Cops came on? You're like, oh shit, Cops. All right. But as you got older and you were capable of going out and having real life situations happen to you, and you're sitting home and cops come on, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, now you're like, man, that's fucked up. They arrest that guy. All he was doing was selling heroin.
No, from my perspective, it's just that from a Saturday night when you're young, being excited about cops coming on, to a Saturday night when you're older and being upset that cops is coming on because you realize it's a Saturday night and you're sitting home alone and cops come. What you want?
What that boy? What you want? What you want? Gonna do?
They apparently there's some guys that they've caught in different states. They've caught like the same guy 3 times. They said when they first started doing the show, it was hard to get releases, so you'd see a lot of people with blurred out faces. But at this point, now the people are like, "Oh, cool, cops!"
Yeah,
they'll be like, "Get the camera out of my face," and then when they realize it's cops, they'll be like, "Oh, cool, let me sign up." If you wanna, to me, if you watch any episode of Cops, it feels like I'm in Florida.
That's your favorite state, by the way, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, there was something else with Mike Tyson too. He came out. Okay, so this is what happened. I don't know, Brian, if you heard of this. Mike Tyson came out and saying, "I've been lying to everyone. I've been saying I'm sober, but I'm not sober." So, no big deal. Mike Tyson just saying that he drinks, whatever. But the way he says things is always so funny because he always has such an interesting way of saying them.
Yeah.
Thanks. Where are you at, George? You thinking about the past again?
Only on the weekends. Oh, wait a minute. It's a Sunday.
Bad boys, bad boys. So anyway, yeah, Mike. Okay, moving on.
No, I went to my I knew that it was a possibility that I would be here with Teddy, and I didn't have a good thought of mind about that at first because I'm negative and I'm dark, and I want to do bad stuff. I want to hang out in this neighborhood alone. That's dangerous to hang out in this neighborhood alone up here, right? He wants to kill everything. He wants to kill me too. So I went to my AA meeting. I had to make a discussion to check out what we're going to do. So I explained to my fellow alcoholics and junkies that I was going to deal with a certain situation here, and I explained the feelings that I evoked from it. Almost like something like a Hatfield and McCoy. I kind of explained to them. And, I made the right decision. I made Cuss proud of me. I made myself proud of me. I hate myself. I'm trying to kill myself. I hate myself a lot, but I made myself proud of myself, and I don't do that much. And I was happy I did that. And maybe it was overwhelming to Teddy, and he can't get it yet, but you have to know this is sincere. I don't want to fight you no more. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong. And I just wanted to make my amends. If he accepted or not, at least I could die and go to my grave and say I made my amends with everybody that I hurt. And it was all about love and forgiveness.
Mike Tyson is a bad boy.
Oh my God, that was good. Hey, let's move on to football. Have you guys been checking it out?
Yeah, actually, it's Sunday, so that's a good thing for football fans, unless you're working like me and miserable.
I know, it's so tough to work on Sundays when football's on, especially if your team's in the playoffs.
Oh,
you're listening to it on the radio and pretending you're still part of it, and it's just not the same.
No, it's not at all.
No, football, the magic of football is watching it on TV. The magic of baseball is listening to it on the radio because of in terms of the anticipation, you don't know something's going to happen, you just don't know what's going to happen when it comes to baseball. Whereas
go ahead.
Where to me, football is like an action movie that it'll seem weird to just listen to it, just to listen to it. No, you got to see what's going on.
What were the hottest games? I mean, I saw the Giants game. That's all I saw. Giants versus Denver.
Oh yeah, they got it was the Manning Bowl, and basically Big Brother took apart Little Brother, and the Giants seem to be in trouble. We actually have audio of
This is a buddy of mine, Justin, who's a sports expert and passionate Giants fan. He actually has a tattoo of Giants on one arm and a tattoo of Yankees on the other arm.
And one arm is always fighting the other arm.
Just want to get some points on the 2013 Giants so far. They're in trouble this year. They're in deep trouble this year. They might be a 5-11 team this year. There's a lot of holes on the team. The offensive line stinks. We have no running game. The defense is dreadful. They can't get a pass rush anymore. Jason Pierre-Paul had a great 2011 season and has not been seen since. It's like he's invisible. He's not playing. I don't know what's wrong with him. I thought we were getting another great defensive player here, but he's regressed. He looks awful. But I can't see them winning more than 5 games this year. They got a real tough schedule. Real tough schedule this year. There's not a lot of easy games on the schedule. But then this is the NFL. It's not an easy game anyway.
So Justin is a defeated Giants fan. They are now 0-2.
Yeah, he almost didn't cut that tonight. He was so upset.
Yeah. On a bright note,
thank you, Justin, for sending that in. Please send more of those.
Yes, thank you. We look forward to hearing you for the rest of the football season and possibly into other sports as the year goes on. On a bright note, Brandon Jacobs got re-signed by the Giants and actually scored a touchdown, and this is what he said after he scored the touchdown.
Rex Ryan is a very disrespectful bastard.
He called Rex Ryan a disrespectful bastard after scoring a touchdown?
Yeah, in case any of you didn't hear it.
Rex Ryan is a very disrespectful bastard.
For no reason, he just called Rex Ryan a disrespectful bastard. They're not even playing the Jets.
That's not true. That's not true.
I don't understand. This guy just got signed. He didn't even do any training camp. He was with the San Francisco 49ers last year, and he turns around and calls Rex Ryan a disrespectful bastard. That may be true.
I understand that Rex Ryan is a player's coach, but at the same time, how comfortable is every player in the league with Rex Ryan if they are cursing at him, if they are getting involved with alleged sex orgies with him? There has to be like a point where you respect your coach as the coach and as an authority figure, and I don't know if Rex Ryan has crossed that line.
I don't know. I don't think he's a very good. He's not a good head coach. He's a good defensive coordinator. And he can handle a defense very well. But I mean, for a head coach, he doesn't know offense, man. The Jets are a goddamn disaster. Now they have this new guy, Geno Smith, and guess what? There was like 10 dropped passes
on the Thursday night game, right?
Yeah, on the Thursday night game. So it wasn't necessarily.
Well, the Jets we're Jets fans, but the Jets are a joke. Brian, you're not a Jets fan. You're a Giants fan.
Yeah,
I like the Giants. It's not like a Yankees-Mets thing with New York with that stuff.
It's not.
But it's people that hate the Jets though really hate the Jets, and it's understandable. It's a joke of an organization.
Oh yeah,
it's
that question.
We were talking about this last night too. Someone said to George, we were at George's friend's house for the fight, and his friend said, the Mets, are a hard luck team like the Royals are, like the Pirates are, and I said, yeah, but the Mets have the bankroll of the Yankees. The Royals have no money, the Mets have no excuse. And it's kind of like the Jets too. Their decision making is so poor that there's absolutely no excuse for what they're doing ever.
Right.
No, we're both Mets and Jets fans, Chris and I. Brian, do you like the Jets or the Giants?
I'm a Giants fan.
Giants.
Actually.
All right, so you've at least seen.
Yeah, I've seen some Super Bowls in my time, or two to be. All right, what am I saying? 3.
Do the Jets at least own an equal share of MetLife Stadium as the Giants, or how does that work?
That is an excellent question. I am not sure how the hell that works.
I'm pretty sure it's.
That was kind of crazy. Like the Jets played in Giants Stadium. Like how little investment are you? You're getting goofball shit on your team. Like what's his name? The preacher man. The quarterback.
Sanchez.
No, the other quarterback that came from Denver.
Kurt Warner or something like that.
What? Kurt Warner?
Tim Tebow.
You said
Tim Tebow. Yeah, you're getting Tim.
Oh, yeah.
There's
another
questionable
one.
investments when you're not investing in things that would build your organization. So I get the Jets hate for sure. The Giants game, they just got beat. They got beat by Denver. I don't know what was your guys' analysis of it. There was one really good.
It was just, to me, it looked like that the Denver defense was just very aggressive, a little too aggressive, which they got a lot of flags. We were getting the breaks, the Giants just weren't able to execute it properly or take advantage of.
Yeah, the Giants have been sloppy, and teams are outplaying them basically. A lot of turnovers and whatnot. That's just what it comes down to. But Denver's favored to go to the Super Bowl, if not win it. The two teams that are are favorites. Excuse me, I'm a
Denver,
mumble mouth.
Right,
Denver and San Francisco.
Wow.
Are the two teams. I actually have audio of Rex Ryan's press conference after the Jets loss.
Did you and your wife make the foot fetish videos?
Well, obviously I knew, these questions, this question's coming and things. It's, this is a personal matter, and I'm not going to discuss
it. He has no comment.
Oh, damn, that's unfortunate.
There was in the Giants game, there was one really crazy into. It bounced off someone's foot, and then the Denver intoed it.
Yeah, I caught bits and pieces of it.
They had a good kickoff return for a touchdown, Denver as well. So, yeah, just little plays like that. Special teams, weird plays, intos, returns. Points add up.
That's what makes this game great.
Yeah. Well, sorry you have to work on Sundays. That's pretty terrible.
I'm sorry I have to work on Sundays, too. What are you going to do? It happens.
That's very unchristian to work on Sundays.
It is.
Okay, what else? Any other football games that you saw, Brian?
No, just that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah, it's a football Sunday.
Also, I guess this is kind of sports news. JR from WWE officially retired.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You know JR, Brian, right?
Probably through voice, yes.
Yeah, I guess there's a bit of controversy surrounding it because a month ago or so, there was like a panel of all old timers, and he was the moderator of the panel. And it was to promote their new video game or whatever. And Ric Flair was drunk and acting like Ric Flair always does.
Right.
And Ric Flair started mentioning the competing company, TNA, which is not really competition, but kind of. He started mentioning how he convinces John Cena to drink with him. And he got John Cena up to drinking a six-pack. He started mentioning how his kid died, suicide. He just started going off. He started burying some of the new talent out there, saying that they don't belong in a conversation with the old talent. So he said Ric Flair went off and just was Ric Flair for an hour and took over the interview completely and did whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
Which the company, the video game company, loved it, but the WWE, I guess, did not. So they met with JR, and JR came out of that meeting and said, "Guess what, everyone? I'm retiring."
After all that.
So, yeah, I guess it's a controversy. Now, JR, he has the cerebral palsy, so half of his face is, he has a facial problem. Nervous condition.
Bell's palsy.
Bell's palsy, sorry, not cerebral palsy. But anyway, he said that he wanted to go, he said if he commentated for anyone else but them, he'd go do it for the Oklahoma football Sooners.
Really?
That could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'll watch those games.
Yeah, can you imagine? Oh my God, interception! Oh
my God, he sacked him straight to hell! God damn you, Texas, God damn you!
God damn. For those of you that don't know what clip we're talking about, here it is.
Chair shot just makes you sick, makes your blood curl. That's a lot of weight. There's over 200-300 pounders up there. They're destroying the Hell in the Cell. And my God, don't get them over here where we are. What's going to happen here? Undertaker fighting back. He's fighting back. They're right above us, folks. And I don't like it a damn bit. Oh, my God. Look out.
Wow.
So basically, that clip is The Undertaker, who is a legendary wrestler, fighting Mankind, who is also legendary in his own right, fighting on top of a cell, a cage structure.
Right.
The Undertaker then takes Mankind and throws him off the cell, which is about 20, 25 feet in the air, onto the Spanish announcer's table.
But it never mattered what the situation was. JR was a great... Okay, let's get into this. The JR was a great announcer because what other announcer in history could take wrestling, something that everyone knows is predetermined and staged, and make you, against your better judgment as a smart individual, believe for a moment that it was real? And that all the extreme crazy things you were seeing on screen were real and mattered, and here's why you should care. I can't believe they would fire a guy like that. They should have kept him announcing till he was dead.
Yeah, but he wasn't announcing.
Oh my God, I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm dead!
He wasn't announcing, though, the last few years. He would do like one a year.
And that's the thing, too, about Michael Cole, that new announcer they have in WWE. Everything he says convinces you that wrestling is fake.
Yeah, because he's fake.
He only says things after they happen. He'll kick in the corner. He kicks him again. Oh, he kicks him again. He kicks him again. This is how JR would do it. Oh my God, he's taking a battering a shot. Oh, another one. Oh, another. Oh, he can't stand. He can't even stand. There's no reason to keep kicking him. God damn you, stop kicking him. Don't kick him anymore. Wait a second, he's getting up. He still has the heart. Like, there's a clear-cut difference.
Right.
JR could make you believe that what you were seeing is real and convince you, whereas Michael Cole's convincing you it's fake. Now, why they want to go in that direction? Just because he has better speech or better diction, that makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Right. It's all about personality. It's always been about personality when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, it's so crazy. You know what? Man, that would be cool if he went to a competing company and gave them a little competition. That guy is smart. He knew what he was doing. And George, weren't you saying what?
Yes, it sounds like this Michael Cole's should be an announcer for golf, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know. He's
from your description, based on your description,
Yeah, I mean, good voice, but come on, you can't. In terms of comparison, everyone will always know that he took a job from JR.
Yeah.
And come on. What were you saying, George? That if JR was announcing for the football Sooners, that he'd be like, "Oh my God, Undertaker's here," and the other announcer would be like, "No, he's not." Yes, he is. God damn it! Yes, he is. He's up in the rafters. He's up in the rafters.
Oh my God! The Undertaker has scored a touchdown.
Or if they go like, "We're down. Mr. Perfect is reporting on the sideline," and they cut to the sideline reporting, "I'm not Mr. Perfect."
Right.
Just act like you are.
God damn it.
Michael Cole's be like, "Yo, Mr. Perfect's been dead for a couple of years now."
Let me give you a fact about Mr. Perfect. That's the other thing. In the moment, when you're talking in the moment, everything in the moment matters. When Michael Cole is giving you the facts of the record of the last 5 matches of this specific match type, that's complete. No one cares. Why doesn't this moment right now matter? And that's what JR was great at. And if he goes to the football Sooners, I will watch every game. Because he convinced you that every moment that you're currently watching is the best moment, and nothing previous to this moment was worth a damn. And wait till you tune in next week, because next week is really when it's going to get good.
Are you gonna invest in DirecTV? What's up?
I don't know. I might have to. Yeah, if he goes there, I will have to watch it. Anyway, let's get on another topic here. Let's stick with New York and all right, let's go with the Rex Ryan. Let's go with the Rex Ryan connection. People who get into trouble with the news and how they handle it. Have you seen, Brian, anything about Anthony Weiner's campaign?
I try to avoid it because every time I look at it for a brief second, I just laugh.
I
Just
know.
Just because of the guy's last name. I know it sounds like juvenile, but, you know.
I mean,
and also, like,
you're
you know,
right.
on top of that, like, the story, his, like, you know, backstory, you know, and it's like, wow, this guy has the gall to basically try to run for, you know, a government position with the stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
You know?
So he was like sending his penis picture out to women, and he got caught. He said sorry, and then he went to go. You know, he laid low for a little. When he went to run again, everyone said, "Hey, wait a second. We caught you doing it again. Not right now, but after you said you were sorry." So his wife goes and takes a vacation with Hillary Clinton, who, if you can't see the connection there. So anyway, Weiner, disgraced, should bow out now, right? And take another 4 years to hide. Weiner says, fuck it, continue in the same way that the guy from House of Cards gets put on a political pedestal and is making an ass out of himself. You remember that, George. This guy continues to run, even though every reporter is running up to him and asking him only about the penis picture stuff. And everyone's just saying, why do you continue to run? So at this point, no one is focused on his campaign. No one understands with this much negative buzz while he's even still doing it. Which is weird because Spitzer, who also had the sex scandal, was running for city comptroller of New York, and he almost won. He only lost by 2% or 3%.
Right, and the only difference is that he was actually pardon my French, pussy. He was actually getting it. He was paying for it, but he was getting it, as opposed to, you know.
Yeah, but when you pay, I have more respect for what Weiner was doing than what Spitzer was doing.
Well, Spitzer was coming out against prostitution as a...
Right, but he was hypocritical in that sense.
Yes, that I understand. Regardless of that, I mean, Spitzer was just going to high-priced hookers. At least Weiner was actually in the chase. He was hunting. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to the supermarket and buying a steak. He was going out to the farm and shooting the cow. Trying to.
You're saying he likes cow-like women?
I saw some of them. They're not terrible looking. I mean, they're some of those chicks. All right, whatever. Everyone has a few regrets, and other has a few trophies. They look all right. Whatever.
Do you have any regrets, George?
I have a few, but
So basically, the chicks that he was going out with.
All right, enough. Get that off. Now.
No, George. So that basically the chicks that he was going after were way better than Charlie Sheen's quote unquote smoking hotties when he had his tiger blood face.
No, I'm not saying that, but Charlie Sheen was also banging porn stars. Oh yeah, no, he was banging porn stars. They're like fake pretty.
Fake pretty? Yeah, I remember he was like, "Hey man, the reason I'm with porn stars is because I know what I'm gonna get." But I guess the thing is that people were just saying this is completely delusional, because if he still thinks he has any chances in the polls, he was in last place of all the major candidates for the Democratic primary for the mayor of New York. Now here's the kick in the pants, and I guess this is where any delusion stems from, is that if you remember, he was supposed to be the when you remember when Bloomberg basically muscled his way into a third term, even though New York City has a 2-term limit.
Right.
Keep in mind, he was nipping at the heels of Giuliani for staying in a couple months late after 9/11. So he gets in there. He takes 3 terms. So, however he did it, he got 3 terms. I remember when he got that 3rd term, one of the reasons is there was no competition. Everyone said, right now he's still the best choice because no one else is out there. And I remember people saying that Weiner is there, but Weiner's not ready yet. They're like, oh, he's too young. 4 more years and Weiner will be our mayor. So basically Weiner, because of that little thing, was stuck in the holding pattern for 4 years.
Right.
And here we are.
Mayoral purgatory.
But, at the same time, I guess it's good that stuff like that comes out. He did make a point that's saying that was his personal life, not his business life, and da-da-da-da-da. But he was actually getting into fights with people in the street on camera for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, one of them was like calling him out for like what, marrying a Muslim or some bullshit.
I don't know about that. He got in a fight with a man in a Jewish market who the guy was calling him a scumbag, and and they got in a fight, and he's like, "You are not my judge, you are not my rabbi." And then he got in a fight with another lady who said he was indecent and immoral. And then he actually went off on a British reporter. I mean, there's tons of these. But anyway,
American media from British media.
Well, whilst we're talking then, and things we're walking along, how do you maintain such resilience in this campaign?
I can't be. You want to be there? I'm sorry about that, guys. I can't hit the wrong person. Laura, or someone has to. What do you mean? If you want to be the mayor of the city of New York, you got to work hard.
And you've got to fight.
Okay.
What about what's going on in your personal life then? How do you deal with that when you're confronted and you've been so exposed, your family's humiliated?
Nice to see you. Thank you, brother.
How do you carry on when what's going on in your personal life?
I guess you must be under the impression it's supposed to be easy. It's not. I'm fighting for a tough job. It requires a lot of toughness when you're on the job. So this is the way I'd want it to be.
Is it ambition? Is it a hunger for the big job, the power?
I have to take you seriously. No, it has to do with the mayor of the city of New York and wanting to help the middle class and those struggling to make it.
What is it that you want to do for this?
The hunger for the big job. Hello. Why don't you go to my website, anthonyweiner.com. I want to fight for the middle class and those struggling to make it.
Would anything stop you?
I just have a feeling I've stepped into a Monty Python bit. I don't know. Would anything stop me? Or now it's walking for me? No, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to win this election.
Wow.
What makes you so sure you're going to win this election? What can you give these people?
I'm going to work hard for them. Got better ideas. I come from a better place. I'm building a campaign on ideas for the middle class and those struggling to make it. And every single day I'm fighting to show them that I want their support.
Yeah, he came from a better place. The Craigslist sex forum.
By the time I'm done with this campaign, I'm going to slide under the door pretty much. Anything else I can do for ITV? You want to do the weather or something?
If you can do the weather, you can do the weather for me.
Where is it from? This is in England?
You can do the weather here in New York.
No, I'll do yours instead. It's going to be raining, cloudy, and gray. So do what you can, guys. Try to keep your head up. Keep a stiff, sit upper lip. All right, take care.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Watch this.
Great to see you.
He's funny.
Yeah, and he calls them, as he walks away, he called them the assembled masses.
The building, I got to go home and feed the baby, so you guys okay? You got what you need? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Take care. See you soon. All right, assembled masses. See you later. How are you, my friend?
And now for something completely different.
Wow, he's got that thing going on right now where he doesn't realize he's the bad guy.
He doesn't see himself as the bad guy. Most bad guys don't.
And I hope he runs over and over again. That's very entertaining.
That was funny.
And there's tons of that. There's tons of him getting to fights with people because they're calling him out or they're calling him a philanderer or whatever they're calling him. So anyway, they had the primaries. He came in dead last out of the major candidates. He got 12% of the vote.
Right.
So at his little what would you call that? At defeat party. The chick that he was sexting, who has since got big boob implants and has become a porn star, shows up to confront him.
As if he needs that.
Right. So as he's fleeing the scene, he gives the middle finger to the camera.
Wow.
To the news camera.
Yeah.
This has to be the most ridiculous public display of I guess, talk about falling from grace, but at that point even pressing forward and fighting everyone that wants to fight him on the issue.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, but George W. did it, so, but then again, that was before he became president, so.
But George W. Bush, to his credit, never had a scandal ever.
Yeah, well,
not a sexual scandal.
Not a sexual scandal. Yeah, it was mainly war or death penalty type scandals,
And I even heard about his father having a mistress in the White House that they protected from hitting public knowledge.
What a shock.
Which is weird because then the Republicans went after Clinton so ferociously, but then again, Clinton was like Weiner
you gotta
not hiding.
Yeah, but you have to understand in terms of Herbert Walker, the Bush senior, he's, has ties with the government, with the CIA, so I'm sure he pretty much, like, knew the labyrinth, and he could, like, pretty much call, he basically had, like, people in his Rolodex that he could call upon to clean up certain situations that he wanted to get clean, so, if that makes sense.
George, can you pull up when Anthony Weiner's at the Jewish market fighting with that man?
Yes, please.
He's kind of in the middle of the video. I can't remember another public display that was this ridiculous. I mean, the Spitzer thing was ridiculous, if not only for the sex scandal, but for the fact that and that girl was on Howard Stern and everything. But remember, then after that, they put in a blind governor, and the first week he came on the job, and he says, "Hey, don't come after me. I'll admit it right away. I used to do coke and cheat on my wife."
Oh yeah.
And barely see it.
Yeah.
For Weiner, who constantly had to face critics on the trail.
Can you pull up
What rabbi taught you that?
Weiner lost by a very wide margin.
George,
His
can you pull
campaign.
up the full version of that?
Yes.
But So Brian, you're in New York. What's been going on in the newspapers there with all of that? Or is he still on the front page of the Post? The trash.
Unfortunately, yeah. He's on whenever I'm at work and I have break time, take a look at the front pages. Yeah, for the most part.
So, do you think at this point he's just vying for a show on a spot on a reality show, or?
I don't know if wittingly he's doing that, but unwittingly he's perfect. He's all the stuff that he's doing. I mean, that's like a recipe for success on a reality show.
Yeah, he's becoming a heel, a villain, all that.
He might as well just go for Dancing with the Stars at this point.
Yeah, it takes one to know one, jackass. What's that? You wait till I walk out to say anything. That's courage. You wait till I walk out to say. Okay. Yeah, you're not afraid of anything. Don't use language in front of me. You have a nerve to walk around the public. You're a perfect person. I'm not. You're my judge. You're my judge. What rabbi taught you that? I didn't do it. What rabbi taught you that you're my judge? You're fine. You talk to God and work out your problems, but stand on the public eye. Well, I'm not going to say it. That's not for you to judge, my friend. Yes. I don't take my judgment from you, and I don't judge you. You're a bad example. That's your judgment? No, that's obvious. Okay, so that's why we have elections. That's why we have elections. And you're perfect. You're going to judge me. I'm not running for office. You know who judges me? I'm not out there in the public. You know who judges me? I'm telling you. You know who judges me? Go visit with your rabbi. Go visit with your rabbi. Show you how much you know. Think about your wife. By the way, right? How could you take the person? By the way, that is between me and her and my God. Not trust you and betray. That's not up to you. It's not up to you. It has nothing to do. It's you're trying to judge me because you honestly believe you're superior. Think about what you're not. Not only you're not superior, you are never said I was superior. You're judging about a normal relationship. Where do you get the morality to judge me? Because there's certain norms that society has. Not you. Forget about anything else. Not you. Well, you don't get to judge me because you have shown no sign you're superior to me, and you are not my God. Has nothing to do with being superior. How do you have the moral authority to judge me?
This guy.
Ask your rabbi. Ask your rabbi who gets to judge me.
He is not his priest, and he is not his rabbi.
That's not judging me in public. Go home. That's not judging me. Go home and get a job. By the way, I fought very hard for this community and delivered more than you will ever in your entire life.
That's
Wow.
And he just goes on. I mean, this guy is willing to stand toe-to-toe with anyone who makes a slight remark. He will pick out the one person talking shit about him in the room and attack them on camera.
You can't do that, man. You just can't do that. Now, obviously, the other guy's right. The chubby Jewish man is correct by telling him to, there's nobody said you can't do these things, but you're running for office. You got to hold up to, you're held to a higher standard.
A higher standard. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
He talk about feeding the trolls.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Plus, this bakery looks fantastic. I wonder where it is.
I like how he was fighting while they were both chewing on bagels. This matters so little to him. This matters somehow so much to him and so little to him that he's having an explosive fight with a member of the community while he's chewing on a bagel.
Hey, New York bagels are good. You know that. We all know that.
You know what Wiener's like? Wiener's like a dog that just keeps getting poked with a stick, and then it's just rabid all the time.
I know.
He might have rabies. We have to check if he has rabies.
I don't know why. He reminds me of Blagojevich. If Blagojevich was any had like a short temper of his magnitude, you know. In
Yeah,
terms
you
of
can.
like being but I'm just saying in terms of being like that corrupt and like just not getting it, you know what I'm saying? You know, in terms of like having that power, like you that little taste of power, and then when you lose it, you want more of it. You know, that it's a drug in and of itself. Man.
Right, and the thing is, he was slated to have that, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like it was going to be, and then his Weiner pictures came out. But come on, man, how do you? First of all, you're tweeting this stuff to somebody. Why would you do that? Why would you give anyone an opportunity to turn that public? Send them a text, send them an email. Even though all that stuff is hackable now, it's still he tweeted a picture of his cock to everybody, man.
When I first heard about him doing that, the first thing I thought was like, wow, politicians know about technology now? I guess they're, you know, they're not so, he doesn't seem like such an old dude now.
He made Sports Center's top 10. Come on, man.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, Chris. There was a guy that was like Xeroxing his private parts to, like, you know, secretaries, and I think he stepped down. I forgot which.
The guy in San Diego was in trouble recently.
Yeah, he did something like that. Like you use like the printer machine or some nonsense.
It was weird. Like he admitted that he went after like 18 different women, but then he also said, "I think the media's out to get me." Honestly.
Yeah, clearly they're out to get you because they just showed your private parts via, you know, printing that crap. Like, seriously.
It is like negative reinforcement for, you know, in society. It's like, look who makes the news, the people who show their private parts. Like, we never have science breakthroughs in the news. There's a ton I follow science breakthroughs. There's a ton of them going on. But what do we focus on? Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus has a new video where she's naked. It's like, what? So, you know, these are the things that get attention in our media structure.
Unfortunately. It is what it is, kid.
So what do you want to talk about? Science news or Miley Cyrus? I could give you either, Brian.
I would prefer science for a change.
All right, so Miley Cyrus was naked on a wall. She was only wearing boots. They were claiming it was artistic, but
why don't you give us the best of both worlds and talk about Miley Science?
Miley Science.
Oh.
Real quick, just on her video, it was supposed to be like an artistic thing, but how is it artistic if you just literally interpret every word in the song? Like, for instance, if the song says, "I'm a wrecking ball, I'm going to break down these walls," and then you literally show a wrecking ball breaking down a wall. Okay, moving on.
It's called closed caption for the hearing impaired. All right, in her defense.
Yeah, it was that. Okay, all right. That's enough. We don't want to get back into that.
I'm not even sure.
Okay, the science news is pretty interesting.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so scientists, I guess for no other reason than they're sick fucking bastards, took a bunch of spiders and I guess put them on different drugs. Now, how they got the spiders on these different drugs, I don't know. Did they fill up the room with gas or, you know, whatever? And
did they make you into super spiders?
No, it wasn't anything like Peter Parker, but it was very interesting because they put them on different drugs and then they had them spin a web.
Okay.
Right? So different spiders on different drugs had them spin a web. Hold on one second. Okay, so here's the results. Oh my lord. When they were normal with no chemicals in their body, they produced a nice web. Spider web round, very formatted. You know how spider webs go when they make a big one. When they were on marijuana, the pictures are hilarious. You got to see these. When they were on marijuana, spiders who had been given marijuana started out well enough, but were unable to maintain their focus.
That's terrible.
And it just shows like a web that looks like it got wet in the rain. Like it just looks droopy. So then they put the spider on speed. Now, I don't know if this was the same poor bastard of a spider or if they had different spiders.
I'm sure they use a different spider.
They put a spider on speed. The spiders who were put on speed, they produced They spun the web enthusiastically, though they had no great thought or care into their web design. So they kind of whistled while they worked, but had no direction whatsoever. So yeah, this web looks like tight but kind of crooked. Check this out. One of the most fucked up looking ones was when they put the spiders on caffeine. The web doesn't even seem like it has a web rounded structure. It seems like they started the web here, then went and started another web in another corner. It started another web, and the end result just looks like a weird stained glass window. And it says, caffeine, one of the most common stimulants taken by humans, produced an erratic web.
I'm surprised it didn't come with a disclaimer that no spiders were harmed during the test experiment.
I think that's okay. They're ugly. Spiders aren't cute. We could kill them.
Oh, that's such a mean thing to say, but who's keeping track?
Yeah. Okay, one more. We'll get into that in a second too. One more. Basically, chloral. What's it?
Oh, did you hear that one of our satellites is out of our galaxies? Out of our own solar system or galaxy right now?
We lost contact with that one, though, didn't we?
I don't know if we lost contact, but it's officially out of our galaxy, our Milky Way galaxy.
It's not even out of this world. It's out of this galaxy.
And it's like, and the thing is that, our phones and that we have out now, I think, could hold a hell of a lot more information than that satellite.
Right. Yeah, I think that thing stopped sending back pictures after it passed Saturn. It wasn't. We lost contact with it. It could get hit with space debris and all sorts of shit. Or maybe the aliens who are monitoring our galaxy just turned it off at a certain point.
Yeah. Like, let these humans think they're gonna find something.
Oops, space rock for 3.
Swish.
It's good.
Well, we also recently began sending out messages, like musical messages to aliens. We're trying to find life desperately. I have no clue why. It's not going to end well either way. If we're the aggressor or or we're getting aggressive treatment, I don't think alien contact will help us much.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is that we can't even fix what's happening in our backyard, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
What I mean by Europe, right? Like Detroit, or in the grand scheme of things, Syria.
We just can't. We'll get into Syria in the next episode. We just can't. We can't distribute wealth and science and technology evenly. For instance, we have a Hadron Super Collider, and then we have broken down cities. So who's to know where these aliens are going to land? They could land and think we're in the Stone Age in some of these places. They could land and think we're way ahead of ourselves. Either way, this is going to be disastrous. Plus, we don't even speak the same language.
Well,
there's no Rosetta Stone for Martian yet.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, if they think that we're ahead of schedule in terms of technology, they'll probably land in Japan or something like that. And if
let's say they come down and they run into one of these characters like Mike Tyson, Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to look for. But if the aliens land, let's say, I think they can communicate if they land somewhere in Compton, South Central. Like, yeah, man, got them Cheetos, man. I think the aliens will understand that.
Got that hyperdrive, man.
Got that hyperdrive, man.
Well, imagine first communication that aliens receive from us is Anthony Weiner's dick picture.
Ooh. Scrumptious.
All right, so I mean that was about it. They also put spiders on basically sleeping pills, and they started and they just fell right asleep, which obviously. So you can't even judge that as like a drug because that's
shocker.
I mean, you take that to fall asleep, so the spider and you see like the spider set up the web and then the spider's just gone. Like he set up the outside structure of the web and then he just disappeared. But I thought that was really interesting because I mean, when I'm probably going to go to work and take some coffee later on, and I predict that my work will be just as erratic as this crazy looking spider web.
Yeah, I have a comment from one of the scientists after giving the spider weed. So I guess.
And that was, and along with this team of scientists in the background, like,
Well, I mean, they. What do you think? These scientists just work in a room by themselves? They have an audience. They have to have an audience. It keeps them pumped.
But truly, science should take more of a forefront in our culture. I mean, there is no reason that actors should be showing up to the Oscars with other actors. Like, dude, take the fucking person who won the Nobel Prize. Take someone who had just a science breakthrough. Take someone who just made a great invention in our country. Like, we can't have acting and stuff like that boost up other actors. Come on, have it boost up culture in general.
Or boost up non-working actors such as myself.
Chris, George, this is not Krypton. This is Earth. Get used to it.
All right. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Shooting the Ish. Yeah, we'll be back with another episode soon.
Great.
I think so.
Any final words, Brian?
Why me? Why not George?
George, he's got enough to worry about with that soundboard and all his depression.
Well, you think I can't? Well, you think I can't multitask? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying there's so much on your mind with all that soundboard and all that depression that it's it's kind of hard.
I've dealt with both all my life, my friend. I can handle it.
Yeah. He hasn't killed himself yet, so I mean, he must be doing something right. So.
Yeah, I can't find a gun.
Let alone a knife. Let alone a rope.
That shit is messy, bro.
What do you, Brian? Don't give him any ideas. Goddamn you!
Where the hell? A sharp edge.
No, George, don't do it. All right, everybody. Thank you for.
Bye. Nice to know you.
Oh, you're so fucked up.
Oh, kill yourself.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining this delusional band of bastards on Shooting the Ish.
Yay, yay.
See you next time.
Later.